are now gone. The Warriors won the series 3-2. All right. I think we both predicted. No, no. I'll let you have the floor first. I forgot. You go first, Mister Grizzlies in 7. Whatever you said, man.
I
You go. You go
I
ahead.
chose. In fairness, I didn't expect the Ja Morant season-ending injury, but I'm proud of the Memphis Grizzlies because they fought it out. You know, they were down 3-1. They made it, 3-2 and I mean 4-2. Held it down and had a big win in Golden State. No, I mean it was in Memphis. I can't remember, but they had a big win without Ja. We're up by 55 at one point, but ultimately, once Ja went down, we both kind of knew it was just the hardened engine of the team isn't there. It's not going to be the same. But Klay Thompson was big. He had a vintage game. I'm not sure if you saw the tweets or his IG story, but he had an interesting post. If you didn't see it, go check it out. He said, what was it? Paris by Kanye and Jay-Z. There's a line in the song where Jay-Z says, I could go Michael, Tyson, Jordan, game 6. So he had those fixtures like set up. It was dope. And I was like, well, Klay Thompson has historically been on point in game 6. So shout out to him and shout out to the Warriors for moving on, and looks like the Warriors are back.
Yeah, you can't predict Ja Morant getting injured, but you still have the audacity to pick Grizzlies over the Warriors. I still don't understand, but
you got to go against the
Rams. I get it. I guess I get it, man. But of course, the Warriors won, and I was surprised it got blown out in Game 5. I want to talk about that for a little bit. How you get blown out? Mike Brown, sir. How you get hired by the Kings?
That's not all Mike Brown.
Hold on, man. Mike Brown, sir. How you get hired by the Kings, man? You making the Kings look bad. I mean, the Kings make themselves look bad already, but you don't have to. You don't have to make it. You don't have to help them make them look bad. You just got hired. Don't get fired on the same day, man. Charles Barkley was talking about this, man. All right, don't get fired. All right. I mean, to get blown out,
bro.
The game you should have won. I mean, blown out. The lead was by 50. Without Ja Morant on the ground, Ja Morant was not even on the floor. Up by 50 something, man. I was like, I can't believe this.
the fact that he just got that job as the head coach, it would be so wild to see if the team was like, we got to cancel this, because how you get blown out by 55 without the star player, and it would be hilarious to see somebody get fired or like their offer get changed because of not even getting, you ain't even touch the soil in Sacramento, but this result was like, nope, we got to make it, we got to do something else.
It's a curse organization, man. Because he got hired by the Kings, the stain of the Kings got on Mike Brown somehow overnight, and it just caused him
hit the Warriors.
To the Warriors, yeah, it got into the Warriors locker room somehow, bro. The main thing is that you still have Steph, Clay, and Draymond. I mean, your team is fully healthy for the most part, and you lose like that to a team where no. I mean, shout out to the Grizzlies though. They got some dogs in the squad. Jaren Jackson Jr. came to life in that game. A lot of their players stepped up in Ja's absence, but you should not be down by 50-something to that team without their franchise player. No excuses. And the fact that I was like, if they lose again, he probably fired. Like, for real. Like, any type of loss. I don't care if it's a close or if it's a blowout. If they lose again, I was like, Mike, you're about to be, I don't know. And we may see him coach again. I don't know when Steve Kerr will be out of those health and safety protocols. we'll see. You know, COVID can linger, and you have to do quarantine. You have to pass these different checks and stages. He may be coaching again. Sir, you better be on point. That's all I have to say. And the next team you're gonna play is not gonna be the Grizzlies. They'll have their franchise player, whether it's the Suns or the Mavs. They're gonna have their franchise player, so he needs to be ready.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm done with the Warriors, man. That's funny, Bill. All right, that's funny, but so since the Grizzlies lost, I want to talk about Ja Morant. Since Ja did get hurt, like we said, you know, it's hard to ignore the fact that it seems like they play a little bit better without Ja. Remember, their record without Ja Morant is a higher percentage than with him. It's a higher percentage. I think partly it's because of the defense. I think that's part of it. They can actually play some solid defense, and I'm not saying you don't. I don't know. It's just a question. It just raises a question because you do have Ja Morant, who was a player that got hurt multiple times this season. Now he wasn't available for you in a key part of the playoffs. Because I don't think he was just injured by that grab from Jordan Poole. I think a lot of people are now conceding to the fact that he probably got hurt on the previous play, right before that. So, and Ja is a player who is extremely athletic, who relies on his knees and his physicality and his athleticism, and those things do fade, and we see him going through these injuries already. And the one thing that a lot of people have in mind as an NBA fan is Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose at this point in his career was arguably definitely better than Ja at this point because he won MVP. You know? Derrick Rose is like one of the youngest MVPs ever, man. And he was super athletic. The game was similar to Ja. The thing about Derrick Rose too, how he landed. You know? And Ja, he's like, it's like how he's landing. So with all these things in mind, do you think the Grizzlies should continue to build around Morant or look at other options?
I think that Ja's an extreme talent, and yeah, ever since Derrick Rose. When you see guys like that are this athletic, just crazy, vertical and speed, agility, all this stuff, it's always concerning to me because I feel like if, any awkward landing, anything, a slight whatever damage to that muscle is like, oh, it's going to change them completely. I always worry about guys like that, but, the medical staff and everything and procedures, stuff like that, has advanced a lot more in the past few years since big injuries like Derrick Rose's. But I don't think that they should not build around him. I think that Ja, for one, is going to be getting better. And I'm praying that he, comes back healthy and still being able to do everything he's been doing so far. But it does look kind of weird when he's out and they have been so successful without him. I think what it does is just add a different mindset because these guys know that they're down, pretty much their best guy. And then two, the matchups are a little bit different, and there's a different style of defense because even though Ja's a great player, but he's not exactly just great defender. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not by any means like what I'm looking. I'm not looking for him to get the toughest assignment of the night and get me a bunch of stops. I'm hoping that he does his part, but I'm not looking for much. But I feel like Memphis thrived in that because of the guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. protecting the rim and then you put in, Brooks on the perimeter. Tyus Jones, who was solid. He's still a smaller guard, but it's just an effort stat, and they make that adjustment when he's not in the game. It's a little bit easier. But no, I would definitely still try to build around him and try to, just make sure I construct a lot of players that complement him still, because on the defensive end at least, to make up for his lack thereof.
Yeah, I wish there was a way for them just to better fit him into that. And remember, they blew out the Warriors. They scored like 100 and almost 30 something without Ja Morant. If there's any way you can include Ja into that type of offense, maybe they should just involve him more in the offense, maybe just more ball movement. I mean, Ja does pass the ball. He gets triple doubles sometimes. He can be a triple double threat. But it's different when you're more involved with the offense. Like, you're getting off ball screens and, you're not on the ball so much. You're more involved, set some picks, and, maybe involve him a little bit more in the offense to get, to bring that into it. Because there are going to be times when you need Ja to go ISO, be like, Ja, go give me a bucket. But other than that, is there somehow you can mend and meld those two things together? Weld those two things together, man, it'll be so awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's the thing. They just have a more free-flowing offense because Ja is a heavy usage rate type player. But you can't deny what he does on the floor. It's just that it's more of a balanced attack when it comes to not having him on the floor. But yeah, I mean, I think Taylor Jenkins has done a good job, and he'll figure out a way. And Ja's gonna, I have no doubts that he's gonna, still work on his game and get better year by year, because he's had major growth. He just won Most Improved Player still, even with all the games that he missed. Averaged 27, 28 this year. So he's gonna be good. They'll be fine. They're young. They got time.
Yeah, they got time.